Hi, Dr. Winters. This is Tisha Johnson reporting on the debriefing of Article 5, 13 Rules That Expire. Article Summary for the 13 Rules That Expire. The purpose of this article is to outline common rules and vocabulary that teachers share and elementary school students tend to overgeneralize. Tips and tricks that do not promote conceptual understanding, rules that expire later in students' mathematical careers, or vocabulary that is not precise. Quote 1. You cannot take a bigger number from a smaller number. Reflection on quote 1. When students encounter application or word problems that involve context that include integers, students learn that the rule "you cannot take a bigger number from a smaller number" is not always true for all problems. For an example, a grocery store manager keeps the temperature of a produce section at 4 degrees Celsius, but this is 22 degrees too hot for a frozen food section. What must the temperature be in the frozen food section? In this case, within this word problem, the answer is actually a negative number. So the rule would not work and is not true. Quote 2. Subtraction and division make numbers smaller. Reflection on quote 2. When students subtract, when it involves two negative numbers, students may notice a contradiction. In division, the rule is true if the numbers are positive whole numbers. However, if the numbers that you are dividing are fractions, the quotient may be larger. So this rule actually is actually false because it can't be true, because in the case when dividing two negative factors, it can actually have a larger number. Quote 3. You always divide the larger number by the smaller number. Reflection on quote 3. The rule "you always divide the larger number by the smaller number" may be true when students begin to learn their basic facts for whole number division. But for an example, if the word problem states that Kate has 2 cookies to divide among herself and 2 other friends, then the portion of each person is 2 divided by 3. It is possible to have a word problem in which one number may be actually a fraction. The conclusion reflection is that there are a lot of misconceptions and language that teachers should not use when they are teaching math to any grade. So teachers are planning how to teach according to a new standard. Now is a critical point to think about the rules that should or should not be taught and the vocabulary that should or should not be used. in an effort to teach in ways that do not expire. And as teachers, we need to realize that some things expire and go to the wayside, and some things do not. And if you teach in certain ways and actually be aware of things that are in this article within the 13 rules that is given, it's actually a starting point as a new teacher to realize that things do expire, and we need to look at make sure how we actually use our language and teach within mathematics.